G'day guys, welcome to Rumble's Fishroom. So today we're doing a full fish room tour. I'm going to name every single fish in the room, and if I don't name it, I'll Google it and I'll name it. Because I know every fish in the room, but sometimes you guys know, the regular watchers know sometimes I have to Google it. I'll probably just Google it live because I want to try and keep a roll on this video. When I talk about tanks, I'll be talking in length by depth by height. So I'm not going to refer back to that. I'm just going to say the measurements and you guys will have to try and compute that in your head. So today we're going to do all the fish and what size tanks they're in, and then I might do another video in like maybe 2 or 3 days, and I'll do all the plumbing for all the plumbing nerds. I have done this before, but I'm doing it again due to popular demand. There's quite a few of you asked for a full tour, and I know full tours always do well in the numbers. If you are new to the channel, guys, if you hit the subscribe button, you actually go in the draw for a chance to win a $200 Amazon gift card, and that is worldwide. So jump in on that competition. The winner will be drawn at 2,000 subscribers. So as it stands right now, I think we have about 300 to go. 330 something to be precise. Anyway, let's get stuck into the tour. Alright guys, to keep this quick, it's not going to be it's going to be a super long video, but some fish will be common names, some fish will be scientific names. It's just going to be whatever comes to the top of my head, if you know what I mean. I don't even know where to start. We'll start down the bottom here. We've got the dragon blood cichlids. I'm actually growing out a new colony of them. There's babies up here that I'm not selling, that I'm basically, the new colony is albino cross normal, so I want a mixed colony. Then we've got one of the stars of the show. I'll stand back here and zoom in. Mason reef cichlid. The guy's absolute fire. You'll have to disregard the tanks at the moment. They're a bit of a mess. For anybody who doesn't know, I've just got back from holiday and I'm really overdue for a tank clean. If you don't know, this is all automatic water changes, so the only thing I have to do is vac the tanks and clean the filters. I don't actually need to do water changes. Then up here we've got star sapphires. Unfortunately, these guys haven't been breeding for me, which is really frustrating. So I kind of may be thinking about picking up some new ones of a different bloodline to adding to the colony. I kind of think maybe because the group's so small that the males are stressing the females out too much, but I've got 2 girls in here that I'm just waiting for them to get big enough to put up there, and we'll see if they breed for me. I wish I could breed these more because people absolutely scream for these. Now I've got my electric yellow colony. This is one I'm building. I bought a few and I ended up with only 1 female and 2 good males. I sold off a heap of males, so the smaller ones in there, they're all ones I've bred. I don't think the male's going to come out to show you. If we zoom back and zoom in. Sorry guys, he's not going to come out, and I'm not going to keep the video going all day. Oh, so I haven't been saying, these tanks are 2.5 foot by 2.5 foot by 1.5 foot tall. So all 9 of these are the same, and then those ones are down the end are a different size. This tank is just, there's a single, that's the female. The deep water Alunicara. Unfortunately I lost the male. If you scroll back through my videos, there's a full story about them. I was trying to basically do something. I was trying to breed them, but the odds were against me, and unfortunately the odds won. These are just Alunicara Cove Blue females that I threw in there as dither fish, but it didn't work. So that tank might become a Tanganyikan tank, I'm not sure yet. Down here This one's a Google one. You guys will probably figure it out before I Google it. I want to say Trimitochromis, but let me Google. They're nice looking fish. I was actually low-key thinking about moving these guys up to that tank. Joys of a fish room, guys. No internet. Swap my Wi-Fi connection to a different thing. Come on. Yeah, so they're Trimitochromis intermedius. I'm low-key thinking I've got that mixed up. You guys, if you're subscribed to the channel, oh no, I've got that right. There's the 3 dots on them. Yep, that's the right fish. There is like a lot of the Google images have like a lot more red, so I don't really know whether these are like a really good version of the specimen. I believe there's 2 collection points. See, mine look more like this, but without the camera tricks of this photo. And then next to that, I'm gonna get on my knees because I'm hurting. Miscellaneous rainbow fish. I don't know what they are. And then I got the Tenardi, the cousins of the blockhead cichlids. They're caving, so that's a good sign for breeding. I did a video on them last week if you want to go back and have a look at it. These ones, I always get these mixed up, so I'm going to Google it because I actually made a big mistake with these, and I had to basically message everyone who I sold them to, and I had the wrong name. They're Labradotropheus travessa. I was calling him the Labradotropheus travessa chilumba. So I was accidentally calling them Mapanga reds. They're actually chilumba reds. They're one of my favorites. They're my favorite as far as the Mabuna. The boys over there. He's not coming out. I'm actually planning on building a new colony of these guys. Marble peacocks. So these are still the 2.5 by 2.5 by 1.5 foot fish tanks. I think it's about 120 litres or something. So this boy is a ripper. He'd probably make a good thumbnail for the video actually. And then now we're moving over to tanks. These are 5 foot by 2.5 foot by 1.5 foot. So this is a group of redfin Cadango. So I'm actually thinking about selling this big male. He's too big for the group. Might even just give him away. But anyway, if you want him, message me if you're local in Perth. Then we got Nibochromis strigatus. This is a fish I cannot breed enough of. I've actually got 5 of these. One of my subscribers actually wants them. So I've pretty much got a whole batch of them here. They're already pre-sold. The strigatus pretty much sell before I can even breed them. And then down here, these are the Malawi hawk. So this tank is also 5 foot by 2.5 foot by 1.5 foot. The Christii, I think. Let's have a bit of a Google. Yeah, Aristochromis Christii. I actually sold 2 display males out of the tank, and I don't think I have a male in there, so that's kind of a silly mistake that I made. But if anybody's got a Christie male, I'd be keen. These guys, these are pretty special to me. There's actually one deformed one in there, but it's a girl. I keep her for, it's actually a boy. But check out the male down there. Move out of the way. This one's another Google. I know they're Herte. This one's actually one that I've never really spoke about on the channel. I kind of just kept them to myself. I actually bred these. I got a group quite cheap, really cheap actually, and they were quite old, and I knew they weren't going to live for very long, so I actually bred them and never sold the fry. I kept the fry for myself, and sure enough, I did lose the male not long after getting them. So, man, I'm not very good at pronounce. Protomelus Herte. One thing with these guys is they have grown at a very weird rate. Look, there's one really tiny one there. I don't know why it's tiny. I should really pull that one out, and then the deformed one. It's actually, I don't know if it's deformed from being attacked as a fry or what, but I'm definitely going to pull that boy out, because I've just realized now that it's a boy, and I don't want that to breed. If it was a girl, it wouldn't be an issue, because I wouldn't be worried about it breeding. Wow, there's actually like 5 boys in there. That's not good for breeding. Alright, whoa, my head's spinning from standing up. We'll go over here first. These are Pelini cichlids. Unfortunately, I had a big pair and the male killed the girl, so no surprise there, but it sucks. So I've got heaps of younger ones. I'm kind of thinking about selling off the bigger one and keeping the younger ones. These ones here are Madagascar cichlids. Well, they both are. Oh, I didn't tell you the size of that tank. Hang on 2 secs, man. Madagascar cichlid. Let's just Google that. Let's see where. So the Pelini actually come up automatically when you. That's them there. However you say that. Paratroplus Menorambo. Paratroplus Menorambo. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Super rare fish. These guys are actually extinct or borderline extinct in the wild. Obviously, if I was closer, I'd love to do like a re-establishment program, but like obviously I can't do it from Australia. Be really cool to get involved with that sort of thing, kind of like in Africa how they have the Ad Konings team like putting fish back into the wild. I believe there's a guy named Jim who's right into it. I don't know if he's organising anything, but if you guys know anything about preservation of Madagascar cichlids, if there is any funds or anything, drop a comment below and let me know. And then this is a bit of an abomination tank. I've kind of been thinking about clearing this tank out, but I need to find somewhere to put the fish that are in it. So there's Viha, unknown mix, basically. Yeah, if you're from Australia, you know the Viha in Australia definitely aren't what they say they are. So there is actually some synspilum in there. I'm pretty sure they're pure. There's 3 different bloodlines in here, and then these ones, I believe that they're they're Synspillum cross black belt. Maybe they've got coats in them. I don't know the full pronunciation. Coatz. And then there's the chance that they've got Fenestratus in them because of how much red they've got through them. They're just a solid mix of. Unfortunately, in Australia, that's kind of how it is. I'm sure worldwide that they're probably pretty bad as well, because there's quite the market for the hybrids in Asia and that. There is some Flowerhorns. They're pretty much, well, they are culls. The only one that's not a cull is I've kind of been thinking about pulling out that girl there. And then there's Texas cross Flowerhorns. There's only a couple left in there. I actually bred them and I culled most of them. I only kept like 5. So I think there's 4 in here, and I've got 1 in another tank, which you'll see later. So this tank and this tank are 9 foot by 2.5 foot by 1.5 foot, and then that one there is 6 foot by 2.5 foot by 1.5 foot. I think it's just under 6 foot, maybe. I can't remember. This tank here is 3.5 foot wide, so whatever. Yeah, I don't know. But these tanks don't go to the wall, so that makes up that. So actually, see the color difference in that tank to that tank? That is purely the food that I feed. So this tank here gets cheap aquaponics food, and this gets extreme aquatic fish food. So if you're thinking about getting extreme, that's the difference in the water quality. These tanks get the same amount of water changes. This tank here gets plenty of food because there's 2 groups of fish in it. That tank there actually has a bigger filter. See that pipe along there? That's the filter. So that has a huge filter on it. And look at the color difference. That tank is way dirtier than this tank. Granted, there is more fish in there, but anyway, just a testimony to extreme aquatic fish food. So this tank here is new to the channel. It is, what size is it? 2 by 14 inches by 18 inches maybe. That's a total guess. There is 6 baby Flowerhorns in there. And then this. So these tanks here, it's going to be hard to get an angle of them. They're actually 3 foot by 2 foot by 1.5 foot divided by 2, and then divided with sponge again. So there's 4 bays. I'm going to run through what's in them really quickly. So that one's marble peacocks. That's Bocochromis rhodesii and some mason reefs. Flowerhorns here. Miscellaneous fry, marble peacocks, and Travessa, Labradotropheus travessa, the reds. What do you call it? Electric blue Acara. Neon blue Acara fry with 1 Demisoni for some reason. Marble peacocks, which my fry have started breeding in their tank. There's 1 Nakali fry in there. There's some mason reefs. There's another Nakali. I might actually be able to build a new colony of Nakali, guys. That would be exciting because mine are getting really old. Demisoni. I just got excited. There's fry in there that I didn't know I had. There's more Strigatus in here. One thing about most of my fish is I can mix the fry because I don't have like a bunch of peacocks that the fry all look the same. There's a colony of Misobo. So that colony I was thinking about putting in this tank here. I'm undecided yet, but they haven't been breeding up there, and I think it's because the tank's too small. Also, it doesn't have enough decor for them to hide in. Nibochromis polystigma. Are they polys? It gets me every time. I think they're living stony. Nibochromis assorted. You guys will know in the comments which one it is. Just a more mix of fry. We've got the Travessa Reds, Dragon Bloods, which I want to keep because I want to breed the albinos. So this is the Mapanga colony. I've got Mapanga Red on the mine, even though that's the wrong name. So I was actually gonna give this group away, but I don't know. I was thinking they were really low quality, and then the other day this male showed off amazing. It might have been this male here. Even now he doesn't look as good as he did the other day, and it made me second guess giving away the fish. And maybe if that's actually the male that bred, the fry might actually be nicer than the parents, so I might line breed them. Alright, so we're still going with the 3-foot tanks. This is like miscellaneous for sale sort of tank. Mixed peacocks and that jazz. Little babies again. Mason reefs and red empress actually. That one's got the Crebensis fry in it and some marble peacocks. I'm going to need to select a Crebensis pair out of there. It looks like there's one electric yellow in there too. What's down there? Crebensis. I don't know how small you can pick male and females. That's not a 3-foot, so we'll come back to that. There's one neon blue acara in there. Red empress again. Marble peacocks. There's marble peacocks everywhere. Mason reefs, I think they're already pre-sold. I don't even know what that one is. I want to say marble peacocks, but there's some real, there's a couple of mason reefs in there. Alright, so 2 by 14 by 18. This is Flowerhorns. This is this pair up here. But anyway, we're jumping a step. We need to come back here. Alright, so these are 2-foot cubes with 1 foot by 2 foot glued on the side of it. And then this one's got like 1 foot, about 10 inches by 2 foot glued on the side of it. That's my group of breeding bristlenose. My bristlenose actually eat the babies. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that. And there's actually a little fry in there, which I think might have came from, this is my Grishaki colony. These guys are gorgeous. I gave up my hongi colony for these guys, just due to space. Hongis have more reds, but these are a bucket list fish for me, so I had to have them. There is a pair of something else in there. I don't know if it's a pair. I think it might be 2 males. They're a tough one. Sorry, just replying to a message. That's a bit rude, isn't it? I believe they're a Protomelis. They're not Protomelis, and then it starts with an A. There they are. Protomelis annectans. I think I've only got 2 boys, but oh, there's a girl there. That's a girl. I might have a pair. Maybe I should put the pair up in that tank there, because I could. I'm worried this tank's got disease, but so might need to bleach the tank first. I'd really like to breed those Protomelis. I don't think they're very common. The person who bred them only had like 6 available, and I sold off 2 males, and then I actually had a girl holding, and one of the males killed the girl while she was holding, which was sad. It's really, I hate it when that happens. That's why I enjoy stripping my fish and using egg tumblers. Alright, so we'll just say miscellaneous fry down here. There's the Strigatus, which I already sold. I don't even know what's in this one. There's the Mapanga in somewhere. I know I've stripped a lot of the Mapanga. Oh, and then this one here. This is like 2 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot, maybe. And it's got Flowerhorn fry in there. It did have convicts in it, but I've moved the convicts. 2.4 kilowatt reverse cycle air conditioner. That is actually broken. I found the receipt, but so we're going to try to get warranty on that. Do we talk about the pond or keep going with tanks? Alright, I'll talk about the pond. Alright, so this is, how long is this video? 23 minutes, Jesus. This tank is 20 foot by 3.5 foot by 2 foot, I think. Roughly that. Don't fact check me on that. It's got 3 windows. Unfortunately, one disappointment is the windows were second-hand glass. They are quite scratched, and also the epoxy resin peeled off the stainless steel. I really want to cut this out and start again, but as you can imagine, it's a huge job. But if I made this out of ply, I would be able to get like an extra 500, 600 litres of water in that space. I'll be back in a sec, guys. Check it out, guys. A subscriber dropped off a whole bucket of plants, and we're going to try plants with the goldfish and see if they eat them. They're big stem plants, so hopefully they might leave them alone. Anyway, let's get back into this. We were down on this tank here, I believe. So there's a pair of stingrays in there. There's a giant gourami. I think I already told you the size. Yeah. 20 foot. There's a Viha in there, which isn't really meant to be in there. There's a pair of Oscars. There's blue Severum. There's a pair of Lawanda peacocks, but they're arguably not Lawandas. I don't know. I don't believe that they're pure. Red Devil, gold Severum that have laid eggs on the bottom of the pond. Can you see them? And then a massive salmon tail catfish. Where else do we have to go? That's that whole section. I think I already spoke about them. Up there, that's the polystigma parents. I'm pretty sure they're yeah, they're definitely polystigma. Ignore me before forgetting which ones they were. Red Empress colony. So these are the traditional Red Empress, not the super Red Empress. So I noticed that in Perth, super Red Empress have kind of taken over the market, and there's not as many of these around as there used to be. I haven't told you the tank size. Oh, this tank's also supported by the ceiling. There's no leg attached here. That tank is 7 foot by 2 foot by 1.5 foot. That tank there is 4 foot by 2 foot by 1.5 foot. And then this tank here is one of my favourite in the room. It's 4 foot by 2.5 foot by 1.5 foot. So very odd sized tank, and it's sideways. So that's a gold based Flowerhorn and a super red dragon female. The female's not really anything to rave home about, but I am hoping to get some good selects in the fry. One of the holy grail tanks in the room. This tank is 7 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot. It's slightly under that size, but it's close. I think it rounds out to 1,000 litres. It's got Buccochromis rhodesii in it. This is my fresh colony. I'm growing out. And then down here, that tank, what size is that? That's like maybe like 20 inches by 2 foot by 1.5 foot. And then that one there is like 2.5 foot by 14 inches by 14 inches. I don't know, something random. They're joined together. They're not even the same height, but they're literally stuck together. that was an interesting build. If you go back in the videos about a month, there's a load of build videos on this tank. I really should make a playlist. Then I've got my extreme aquatic fish food stand. Plenty of food. There's a bucket with fish that we don't talk about on the channel. 2.5 foot by 2 foot by 18, both of them. You've got Labradotropheus Nakali. I believe they're Labradotropheus. Fact check me if I'm wrong. Cobalt Blues. You can see I've just put all the fry in there, trying to get a better colony going. I kind of want to change this around. I kind of want to put the Cobalt Blues over there, and I want to reduce the size of the colony of the Cobe Blue Alunacara and put them there, just because if these two crossbreed, it'd be a bad time, and the Alunacara will be less likely to crossbreed with the Nakali than the Cobalt Blue. And also the Cobalt Blues, I want to give them a bigger tank. Alright, so now we're at 5 foot by 2 foot by 1.5 foot. Just a selection of Flowerhorns. All of them bred by me bar one. So that, this is like, let's turn some light on. This is my pet, that's Richard. So he's more of a pet than a breeder. These are going to be a breeding pair here. The girl actually had a bit of a prolapse issue, so she's on shelled green peas at the moment for food. This boy here is just one I'm actually trying to sell. I advertised him super cheap. I'm surprised he hasn't sold. But I've actually moved him into this tank so I can get a better photo of him to sell. And then the Thai Silk, I've actually got him up for sale. I don't know why he hasn't sold. I've only had him up for sale for a couple of days, but still. So that's all them. There's a Thai Silk girl back there. I don't know whether I'll breed her or not. This is my main breeding girl up here. I didn't breed this one, I bought this one. I bred this boy. Ideally, I want to breed one of these two boys with that girl, but I've put the smaller boy up there because just so he's gentle with the girl. And I know he's fertile. He's not horrible, but for some reason it won't focus on him. He's not a horrible fish. He's definitely decent quality, but the fact that I own better quality, I think there's more room to grow. My plan is once I have a couple of batches of them growing out, I'll take higher risks with the girl. More risk, more reward, but also more risk means more chance of the girl getting attacked. So we're back to square one. There's got a brine shrimp hatchery here. Do you want to see the tanks in the shed? This video is already so long, but we'll have a quick look. So this is what I call the waterfall tank. It's all linked in one. It's got all the standpipes. The filters are little buckets just full of media. There's a lot of content on this tank. I don't know if I want to keep it. I don't really like it, just due to the fact that no matter how much you clean it, it always looks dirty. There's a few males. There's a couple of males growing out down there, Flowerhorns. I've got the Texas cross Flowerhorn and Viha down here. I only just put them in there. They're looking pretty black and stressed out. The Viha, she's gorgeous, and she's just gone almost completely black in there. Also, I'm actually worried that this water's a bit too warm. Might throw a thermometer in there. Flowerhorn pair, so that's a F2 boy, F1 girl, so that's created my F3s. Not my ideal breeding pair. I've got better quality. So I actually want to breed this boy here for the F3 in the future, but he's just having a bit of a healing time up there because he got a bit of gill curl. And then that's a fat boy girl, but I don't think I'm actually going to breed that girl. Water change system, I'll talk about that in a video in a couple of days. There's a 4 by, I didn't tell you what size that is. Miscellaneous. I think it's 4 foot wide, and the whole thing stands like 8 foot tall. 4 by, what's the standard 4 foot? Is it 4 by 14 by 18? Something like that. Anyway, that's got Dimachromis compressiceps in there. So I've got Strigatus and compressiceps. Obviously these guys aren't breeding age yet, so I didn't breed these. They're actually grow outs for me to breed. 2 IBCs with windows. One's completely empty at the moment. One's got Flowerhorns. That's pretty much a tank of culls now. There's a couple of like less than 5 fish in there that I would select out. Less than 3, I reckon. I've got to think about doing something with that group of fish. There's a really nice short body tie silk female in there still. There's actually 2. And then this is a F2 batch from Charles. If you don't know Charles, he's my old male. So these 2 here. No, hang on. Oh, so that girl, she's in breeding dress at the moment, and that boy are the parents. So honestly, I've said it before, I don't know whether I'm going to keep that F2 batch, because I've got an F3 batch growing out, so these are kind of on the back burner at the moment, but you can see there's literally like thousands in there. That's one of the biggest batches I've ever had. But I find myself saying that a bit lately, so I've had some I've had some big batches. This batch in here might actually be bigger. That one there. I'm tired after that, guys. Did you hear? Talking for so long, I was struggling to talk. I hope you enjoyed that. So I'll do a hardware video. I know there's some of you that would be keen for that as well. Generally when I've done Fishroom tour in the past, I do like a hardware tour afterwards. I hope that was descriptive enough. I was trying to be descriptive, but not be too long. I think I might have got it right. I think. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap that up, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe for more and enter the prize to win $200, hit that little red button. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.